floor of the CME Group. This is Danny Riley with today's MrTopStep update. You know, the markets opened sharply lower. The S&P opened 13 handles lower, sold off to the 1279 level, where our desk, MrTopStep, came out saying that there had been 600,000 minis traded in the Globex session into the first 15 minutes of trade, and that we thought that with that many sellers around, that there would be a lot of buy stops above the market, and that we were calling for a counter trend Friday. The S&P rallied 10 handles off its low to complete the first 10 handle rule, and then it rallied another 10 handles to complete the second 10 handle rule. You know, what we feel is everybody is looking at the same thing. We're all looking at the TV, we're all looking at the dismay of what's going on with the government and their inability to come to a deal with the debt ceiling limits, and it's affected the markets really adversely over the last couple of days. We get these big midday rallies in the S&P, and then we get these big sell-offs late in the day, and they've really set the tone down here as far as the index trade is concerned. As far as the rest of the day is concerned, the S&P just made a new high above 13 even, and we went out on the instant message just now saying that we're going into the New York lunchtime. It's a little bit after 10:30 here in Chicago, and that we expected a little bit of a pullback, and the S&P just went right down to 1295. With regards to the rest of the day, we still think the market's going to have somewhat of a bid for one reason and one reason only. Everybody is short the S&P right now, and they've got stops above the market. And as we go later into this process and into the week, we don't think these shorts want to continue to hold these positions over the weekend, and that's got a lot to do with this big rally that we've seen in the S&P today. The volumes are fairly large here. We've got about 1.3 million minis traded in the first 2.5 hours of trade. And the big contract, we've got about 3,000 traded, and it's a little bit back and forth here. But what we want to do is we want to see the S&P pull back a little bit here later in the parts of the day, and then back and fill a little bit, and then we're looking up at the 1306, 1308 level for later in the day. We'll be back with another MrTopStep update.